Well, hello and welcome back. We got to the Arcane Temple here. The thing is, it's about 110,000 blocks away, so it took a while to get here. So, good thing I brought another waystone over to be able to, well, get away over here easy enough. So, let's go see what we can do over here. Because this is heaped far away, and this is a big structure here. And that's a lot of lava. And that's where I need to go to. But now, arcane chemistry progress. Oh, visit the arcane dimension. Okay. So I think I need to get over there. Oh, I've got a bucket of water right here, so that should make things a touch easier. Ow. That hurt. Well, there's definitely something in there. I could explore around everywhere else. It could lead to... That's a lot of spiders. Wait, where's my pool actuation fluid? Ah, here it is. Cool. It's a big thing. I think... Yeah, the arcane portal core. So I think this is where I need to use the portal actuation fluid. Let's take a look around here first. Yeah, it's definitely looking a bit on the dangerous side here. And there's a lot going on in here. Oh! Let's just see what happens if I use portal actuation fluid on this here. The legend unfolds. Discover the arcane runes. Before entering the sun portal, put all items away. They will get destroyed. I got new recipes. And these must be arcane runes. So that is... there. And absorption. Wow. Okay. Just double checking. Oh, that's right. That's soul soil. So, let's take a look, see here. We've got some thing to do here. So, what does this have in store for us here? Don't know. Okay. The end. Yep. You have to fill the source crystal without damaging its structure. Maybe entangled blocks could help. Each one has essence to extract. Don't spoil yourself in this coastline creative. So, has essence to extract. However, every other the source essence requires another essence to cultivate it. You'll need an extensive logistics network to handle them. Okay, so we need to make the essence extractor core and also get a train. So, that's going to be a bit on the fun side. Oh, let's also go check out what's going on up here. It's easy enough to get up here. Warning, entering the portal of void or islands. You've done well to come this far, engineer. Your final trial awaits you. Complete the ritual. So we've got a block for the void here, which means I need to activate this as well. So how am I going to do that? Well, we got essence. So I'm going to gather all these essences up. And also get a train track. Do I have any train tracks on me here? No. None at all. Okay. Well, that is why I did bring another waystone. So I can go back to my base and get a few things crafted up here. So, let's plunk this waystone here. So now I've got an easy way to get back here without having to go back to Arcane Temple. So, let's head back to the home base. It's night over here. And see what else I need to do. Okay. Piece of train track gets that done. Then we need all these essences. So, all these essences here. So we need to get the essence extractor core. So we need to make a fluid well extractor. We're going to have to get my power system up and running once more. I appears to be overstressed. That's what it is. So if that's the case, let's mantle that. There we go. They've got them both running it again. Yeah, it's running right on the tip. Okay. So, let's get all this done here. What happened to this here? That somehow dropped all the way down. Okay. So what do we need? We need 4 arcane polished darkstone for this. Which I don't have any on me. Then we need a netherite drill. I'll just grab that from one of the other ones I got. What else? We need a spawner extractor, which means... Let's see what we can do here. So, spawner extractor. So missing a spawner agitator, which is a plastic machine and a broken spawner. Okay. And a drill pipe. So there's the drill pipe. Spawner agitator. Use that. We get ourselves a spawner extractor. What else did we need? Fluid well extractor. So that is a whole lot more stuff. What don't I need on me at the moment? You. Okay. Just make this drill. This should be everything I need to make the well extractor. We need to put the hose pulley here, the mechanical pump up top, electron tubes here, brass casing here, a couple more precision mechanisms there. Already had all the brass down, and I'm missing the sturdy sheets. I forgot to grab the sturdy sheets. Oh, I'll just grab some from over here. It's closer. There we go. And sturdy sheets there. Bang. That gets me the ball extractor. Perfect. Then I need to combine it with 2 ZPMs, 4 arcane polished darkstones, and a netherite drill. Should be netherite drill. Fluid Well Extractor, Spawner Extractor, ZPM Greg PCBs, Arcane Polished Darkstone, and then initiate it with a redstone signal. And there we go, we got a block of dirt, otherwise known as the Essence Extractor Core. Cool. And what else do I need for this? We need small fluid tank, any fluid tank, so we've got... Well, that's what all these are for. Fluid tank, small fluid tank, check. We then need an Utrum jar. Got it. That. Netherite catwalk stair and netherite bars. So I need a bunch more netherite. How much netherite do I have over here? Okay. Netherite bars. There we go. Pretty sure it's just 4 of them. And netherite catwalk stairs. A lot of netherite for this. What do we need for the netherite catwalk? Stairs 2. Oh, I need one more. Fun. That's a lot of netherite you need for this. Okay, more of this. Netherite catwalk stairs. Check. Okay, just go and double check we've got everything. Got the core. We've got the fluid tank. We've got the fluid tanks I need. Utrum jar and the netherite catwalk bars and stairs. So that should be everything. So. That other way. I don't think I'm going to need this. And don't need you. Don't need the hand crank. Let's see how this goes here. So, Arcane Dimension. I've got the... Oh. So yeah, it wants to get quite a number of things here. First off, we need to start with the source essence bucket. I don't know where a good spot for it is, but I'm supposed to find one, and it'll want us to also get some other stuff as well. Yeah, there are holes here because I took off immersive weathering because it's a bit of a pain to deal with. But yeah. The Explorer's Compass is not much well use here. I need the Biome Compass. I don't suppose I have everything I need to be able to make that Nature Compass. No, I don't. To find the first essence I need, I got my Nature Compass. We need to get Source Essence. And the only spot to get Source Essence is a Source Valley. So, let's head over to a spot where there's going to be some Source Valley here, which is useful. Wait, what's this over here? Some sort of structure here. Okay. It's an arcane plane. So, with that said, these are all over the place. So, we'll look for a Source Valley. 400 meters this way. Hopefully that is on land here. So I'm hoping for 200 and not over the void, because if it's over the void that makes things a bit annoying. Yeah, it looks like it was over the void. Well, I'm just gonna go find one and be right back. So I found myself the source valley here. As we can see, we are in a source valley. So all I need to do is set up the essence extractor. So that's simple enough. So this is still the source valley right here. Yep. We put the essence extractor there. Netherite catwalks like so. Then any fluid tank here. So put a huge fluid tank there. Then we put the Utrum jar on top, I think. Yep. So it goes Utrum jar here. Netherite bars next to it. And then the small fluid tank on top. There we go, that gets that. Which starts getting us source essence. I just want to check. Can I place the small fluid tank here with a huge one? Okay, I can too. Cool, that's what I want. Because we're going to need a lot of source here. And by a lot, I mean, if we take a look at the recipe here, what it's used for, we've got the ones for getting ice essence, but also in the arcane reactor, or the whatever that big one is, we need 512 buckets of it. Get the god actuation fluid, which is what we're going to need. So that's going to be fun. There we go. So source essence is the first one, which then needs to go onto the ice essence. So I'm just going to get this filled up, and I did calculate exactly how much I'm going to need of each of these essences here. And for the source, we need 729,660 essence. That's going to be fun. So I'll just get that made, and we'll mined up, and we'll be right back. While I'm waiting for the source essence to be made or extracted, I'm going to make something quick here that will be fairly useful. I'm going to make myself an entangled block, which requires another supercritical mechanism, which is why I made it. And we're also going to need the block entangled binder. So that's simple enough, and the entangled block, yep. All I need to do is just use a stone cutter on that to get ourselves the entangled block. So that's going to be very useful for filling up the source crystal structure. Source crystal, so that's good. I've got enough source essence here from the looks of it. Because we've got a full, huge fluid tank of it, and also 270 buckets elsewhere. So what I'm going to do is just disassemble this essence extractor. And move it elsewhere. But first, we need to head back to over here. To empty this source essence we've got into one of those tanks up there. So I have that. Okay, I'll just use redstone blocks. And then we'll grab our entangled binder. Nope. Select this huge fluid tank. Select it there. We've got this fluid cell for this exact reason. So input here, output there. So if we put this full fluid, huge fluid tank here, it should transfer all the fluid from this tank up into that tank there. Cool. I'll wait until that's done. And next up, we are going to need ice essence. We're going to need arcane snow, which is actually fairly close because that's all up top here. So that's fairly easy to get. So that empty. We'll then preemptively set this one up to take something in there. Cool. And let's go to the arcane snow up here. Yep. So all I should have to do is paste essence extractor, build this up, put this huge fluid tank with that one into there, Utrum jar, another huge fluid tank on top, and then the netherite bars around it. And that should be converting the source essence from in here into ice essence up there. So now we just need to wait for this huge fluid tank to fill up and then get another 100 odd essence buckets to fuel for the next one in the chain. So ice essence is done here. Okay, so there's the ice essence grabbed. I'm going to need a bit more after this as well. But for now, I'll just take this down and plonk it into one of the tanks down here, which I already have set up. So empty this out into that tank over there. And we've still got tank on the back, tank over there, and tank on the front left. I'm going to need to take this back up to get a bit more ice essence for the next essence extraction. Okay, so I have enough ice essence now to get the next one, so let's just get what I need there. So that's everything. And I know where the next one is because we know where an arcane desert is, so that is simple enough. There should be an arcane desert up here. Let's head on over there. rain and I can't easily get rid of it. Oh, I also do need to empty out the rest of this huge tank here. And here we go. The Arcane Desert. So, I'm just going to get this up and finish emptying out this huge fluid tank of Source Essence. And I'll be back once we've got all the, well, dry essence as well. Okay, so that's all the dry essence I'm going to need for at least that first part. I still need to get some more for the other two, so we'll just take this back over, get this put into one of them over here, which we'll see about which one I'm going to go for. This one right here will do. Cool. Output. There we go. So that's filling that up. And we need to get the rest of the dry essence. And the last two that I'm going to need here, the nature essence. Well, we need to be on a arcane planes, which just so happens to be one over here. Yep, over here. And the soul essence, we need to be in a soul forest, which is a soul forest over here. So these last two are going to be fairly easy. I'm just going to get another soul or essence extractor set up for that. But in the meantime, I need to get back and get a little bit more dry essence for the last of it. So the essence extractor is finished getting out all the dry essence I need. So let's just pick it all up and move it over. Okay. So I can see over here, I've made one up in the Arcane Planes, which is where I need to put this one here. Technically that should get us nature essence. Maybe it doesn't like that thermal tank there. Okay, it didn't like the thermal tank. Okay, so that's good. So we get that running. We'll throw this on top. We will extract from here. So that's getting us nature essence. Cool. Oh, we also need the dry bucket. Bucket of dry essence. Okay. There we go. There's a dry essence. Got the nature essence. If we get another one set up over here in the soul forest. Oh, but first off, before we do anything else, we'll get a couple of entangled blocks here. One outpoint between the front, one outpoint to the right. Because the one outpoint to the front will put it into the over there. One outpoint to the right will put it into this tank here, I'll say. So we start getting nature essence in here as well. Cool. Before we actually go any further, let's get rid of the last of this here. So that Neutron jar. Huge fluid tank. Netherite bars, and this should get us the soul essence. Okay. Which it is. So that's good. So I'm hoping that that will fill up first, otherwise this will rest go in here. But then I can always... I'm going to have to be careful here. Oh, as long as it fills up, it won't use up any extra here, so that's fine. So, gets soul essence, which we need to get the advancement arcane and beyond, which we'll get there eventually. So now just gotta wait for these to finish filling up here. Okay, so the essence extractors have finished getting the last of the essences I need here. So we've got all the soul essence, and soon to be all the nature essence. So first off, let's just finish distributing the nature essence into here. There we go, 512 buckets of nature essence in there. Put that back in there. We'll grab this fluid tank. Bring this over here. Empty it out there. Fill it up from here. And this should transfer all the soul essence into it. So once we get all that, we should be getting the next bucket of stuff here. So let's check how this is going here. So if we go up here, I should be able to just see how this runs. Okay, I'm pretty sure that should be correct. It's going to take 100 seconds, but there we go. So now we're making the god actuation fluid bucket. It's going to take 100 seconds to actually craft, but once it's done, we'll be good to move on to the next area here. So let's let that run. Yep, it's used up everything. And, well, I've already removed pretty much everything from my inventory here, just double checking. Yep, and dumped a couple of things over here just in case I come back. But this should be just about ready to go through here. Now I just need to focus on getting the back here and waiting. And there we go. That gets us the God Actuation Fluid Bucket. So now, I can take this and head on over to the other portal up there. And we can see what that one takes us. And I've already, well, filled in the path a bit to make it a bit easier so I don't have to worry about jumping over there to make my way through. So, got actuation fluid bucket, come up here, use it on this one here, and this must be the sun portal. So, let's see what takes us. Congratulations, engineers, your adventure into the Arcane is reaching the end. New recipes have been unlocked. Where am I? So this must be Arcane Altar. Another portal over there. Anything else to do? Nope. We've also got new recipes unlocked. So there's a bunch of things I need to do here, with some of these being a bit of a pain. Okay. Let's go through this portal here then. Server whispers to you. You're being watched. Automate the keystone. Once you have a stack, right-click it. Okay. So I've got the dungeon. So what we've got here is we've got soul essence, we've got coal, we've got eggs, we've got refined fuel, hand crank, and a bunch of supplies here. What is this? I know to take us. Okay, that allows us to go up. So, based off the soul essence I've got, let's take a look at the quest book and see what I actually need to do here. So, we've got an egg, we've got soul essence, so we need to do something here. Okay, we drain the egg to get liquid egg and broken arcane egg. We then use the liquid egg, cook that in, or compact it in a heated one of those to get arcane unscrambled egg and liquid omelette. Need to use the arcane. Okay, arcane unscrambled egg isn't anything. Liquid omelette we use to get an omelette block. And then we slice up the iron knife, using that on omelette block to get arcane omelette sheets. Okay, and then we need to apply soul essence to the arcane omelette sheet. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Orbit temporary flights, we've got buckets, we've got an eternal iron knife, wrench straw. Okay. Void, so that's good. Yellow container. Not sure what that's about. Okay. So I did get this done. So all I really did was have the mechanical arm take eggs from down here, which get an infinite supply, onto this belt, which then splits it off into 4 other belts as well. So we've got 5 belts draining all the eggs, which then gets pumped. Well, yeah, which drains all the eggs. We get arcane eggshells going over to that accumulator, which picks them up, throws them onto that belt, which spawns into that nullifier to destroy them. The liquid egg comes through, gets pumped up into this basin, where we get liquid egg here. Cool. Which will then... Let me do a couple other things here. If I remove this, I can throw myself a large cogwheel up here. Start turning this liquid egg into liquid omelette. Which I want a bucket of this in total, which is going to take even more. If we get anything out of it, it gets plonked elsewhere. Yep. Does that connect up? Yes. So what I want to do is drain that bucket. Cool. So then that gets us all of liquid omelette, which will then be drained out into this casting basin, which will turn into a solid omelette block. And yeah, which will then be hopped out into this deploy, which will place it down here, which then this deployer will use the eternal iron knife to cut slices of it off, which will then pull it out via a brass funnel to only filter out the Arcane Omelette Slice to go through here, get soul essence stripped on top of it to make ourselves the soul keystone, which is all well and good. So what I also do need is a bucket of soul essence to get that part done. I need an arcane unscrambled egg. Dismantle that for now. There we go. Full course meal, so that's good. Next up is the liquid omelette bucket. It's going to take a while for it to actually make it up. Yeah, this is not running fast enough for 5, or there just isn't enough space in between. So if I move everything back one, I could actually probably get it, because I might not be picking up the one at the end there. Okay, let's get rid of you, and you. Move this over to here. Plonk this here, plonk this here, plonk the belt in here. So, nullify here. We can fill it up from there. We grab the vacuumulator on top here, which then gets emptied out via this. Cool. Okay, that's working a bit better. So 736. So just gotta wait for this liquid omelette to be done, and we'll be on a good spot to going forwards here. Now let's do that. Okay. Okay. So here's the liquid omelette bucket. And because I just need to get rid of it, we'll just do that. And so then, there we go. Liquid omelette is being turned into an omelette block. Which then should then be emptied out from this here. Perfect. So we get an omelette block. Remove that. We'll throw a pipe in here, so that will continue working on that way. Okay. Set you up so you only take in on the block. Plonk that there. Oh, it's got to be attack. Okay. So, switch you over to attack mode. Before we do that, let's get this set up with a brass funnel to pull out of here only the arcane omelette sheets. Okay. Oh. That didn't quite work because it's not using its attack with. Okay. So I need to do a bit of a redesign here. Well, the thing is, it says I only need a stack of the keystone. So how about instead of doing it this way, pretty sure I don't have any depots here, do I? No. We'll just put this along here, which is going to go in the wrong direction, isn't it? Yep. Hmm. So which way does this direction go? See if we throw this over here. Okay, it goes this way. Cool. So, I can get this to work either way. Plonk that there, plonk this here. Sorry, that there. And we start getting ourselves the soul keystone. Which I'm going to need a full stack of. So I'm going to need to figure out a way to get that from over here to over here, which might be possible, I'm thinking. If I'm making use of this, because I can use funnels to filter out stuff, or otherwise. Oh, that's fine. Or instead of nullifying the outputs from here, what I could do is just filter them. So let's do a bit of a redesign here once more. If that come over to here, we get this over to here. So somewhere could just invert this. Because I'd like it if we had the accumulator up here and going back this way. Hmm. Actually, no, that gives me another idea here. If we have the vacuumulator right here, puts everything out. Oh, I can't filter lock it based off of that thing there. Wait, actually no. Better idea. See what happens if we put the accumulator here. Is that within range of everything to pick it up? Yes. Cool. Then, what I can do is have the nullify here. Brass funnel here to filter out arcane eggs. Fragments. They go there, gets topped up into here. Then we'll have another one going over here for the arcane omelette egg slice. If I had one more mechanical belt, I could bring the eggs over, but there shouldn't be any extra eggs being dumped, should there? shouldn't be. Wait a bit here. Okay. Let's see how this works out here. We've got next little omelet here. So, let's see, does this get automated here? Yes. Oh, it's close, but not quite there. So, another brass file, only taking out liquid arcane egg omelette. Oh, still got eggs coming in here somehow. Okay. But that got me 12 this time. So now I just need to wait for this to finish because it is mostly automated. It's just still a little bit extra egg coming out, but that's fine. So we'll be back once we've got a full stack of the soul keystones. Okay, so I've let this run for a bit and I've gotten over a stack of soul keystones, so that's good. I don't know what's going to happen here, so what I'm just going to do here is disconnect this from its power source so this stops running. And, well, stop check. Did I get everything I need for the soul keystone missing? No, that's it. Right click the full stack. That's where it goes to the next, to make us forced to make the next keystone. Okay, so this looks like we're at the next one here. Looks like a big old stone quarry. Volcano or something. So we've got access to water, ice essence. Trees at the bench. Please going down. Plumbing. It's level 2. So it looks like I'm gonna have to make the next source one here. We've also got lava available as well. And we've got that there. Okay. So we've got a spout, we've got a depot. A bunch of stuff in Amadron tablet. Why do we have that? A bunch of slime pickaxes. 4 igneous extruders. And some inferno explosives and glacial explosives, probably all hooked up to these redstone links to throw them down at specific timing. Okay, so it looks like we're making the ice keystone. So we need stone, which we can probably get from an igneous extruder. Oh. Get from igneous extruder, but there's also another way I could go about this. What I'm thinking is correct. We've got half stack of belts, we've got extended repeaters, okay. Don't know why it gives us a lead pads facility. So, exposing stone with infinity will grant magma blocks. Is that the only way to make magma block? That I can at the moment. I can't do it that way, can't do it that way. could dry lava to get magma, but the amount of magma blocks, and it requires an mechanical drying basically, so I can't do that. Casting, blazing blood, or magma. Okay. So I can't do that, so I'm going to have to do it the other way. Which is fine. So, what I'm thinking is we use pistons to push out stone, which is being generated by these ignis screws being pushed, somehow making the way into a bunch of deployers. I have to do it that way. 6-4. Yeah. Deployers goes across. We get a slab of stone, which we then cause one of these inferno explosives to fall down and generate ourselves the magma blocks, which we then need to get a glacial explosive to get blue ice, which we'll then need to mine up so we can crush down. In crushing, we also get magical ice, which we then need to throw the ice essence on. So it actually seems fairly simple to do. Hardest part is just going to be getting the slab of stone. Okay, I think I've gotten this down well. So as you can see here, we got the, well, testing out, have stone extruding out over here. Well, let's actually get this running and show it. So this produces stone by having lava fall onto flowing water, which produces just stone, which then comes across here, gets detected by that smart observer, which goes through, activates a pulse to go over there to dispense one of those ones, and then a glacial one as well. And yeah. Right. Oh, I forgot to actually set these up to... Wait, why aren't these running? Oh, that's right. Yep. I see what's wrong here. I forgot to set these. I'm pretty sure I set these only... Yep. To withdraw blue ice here. Cool. This doesn't work quite the way I want it to, because I wanted this to run every time without stopping, but because of what happened there, we're going to have to reset a few things here. So, that's the main issue here. Oh, that one stopped, and then this one stopped again. Okay. Yep, so that works. So that does that. I probably could actually shorten the time between here. So let's give it like a only 10 tick time between. So that makes sure that the magmatic one explodes first before the glacial one. So it's always working. So this runs. And because all these slime pickaxes have, well, silk touch on them, they break up the blue ice, goes through here, which gets crushed up for a 2% chance to get magical ice from it. Yeah. It's a low chance of getting it, so that's going to take a while to actually get that. So in the meantime, there is something else I need to do. I need some smooth stone, which I don't actually exactly have an easy way of getting that, because apparently it is protected and you can't do much to actually pick one up. I'll show you, because if I was to do this over here, try to break this one, yeah, Arcane Force to protect this block. Which there was a few things I had to do, because I can't actually, for some reason, I couldn't actually put these redstone links into listening mode. So, what I had to do, just to check to make sure, yeah, was go into creative mode to actually give me the ability to be able to pick everything, do what I needed here. And there's a few things I noticed as well that was meant to be set up but wasn't actually as well. Because I did look around. So one of the things that was meant to be set up was refilling all those dispensers with them from other sources. So I fixed that, I've got that working. And then I also use creative mode to be able to get the stuff. So, just doing it that way to make it a bit easier to get the stone to actually complete that quest. So we need an Inferno Explosive next, which is actually fairly easy because I can just come over here and grab some out. Same with the Glacial Explosive. Before that, it wants me to actually get magma blocks. So there we go. And then it also wants me to get a blue ice and then also magical ice as well, if we can get that. So we did get a magical ice there. Fun. Oh, we did get another one there as well. That's only 2% chance. So this is going to take a while to get 64 of them up. So that is fun. Wait, did we just get a third one? Yes. Okay, there we go. Magical ice. So that gets that done. So now all we need is this bucket of ice which we made before, and the ice keystones. Perfect. So that's that quest line done. Now I just gotta wait to get the full stack of the ice keystones to progress to the next section here. I've got enough ice keystones here to move on to the next area here after letting this run for a bit. It took a while, but good enough. So let's move on to the next keystone production. Okay. So what do we have here? We've got a bunch of stuff there. We've got some shafts for power. We've got dry essence. Got the spout over there. Some water over here. So, if this is for the dry one, we need to do tactical sponge fishing. So if I right click a wet sponge, we get a chance to get all these. If we take a look here. Ah, okay. So we get all that. So we need to then use a dry sponge to get wet sponge. We then need to get each of the fish some rice. And you could sauce them. Leap has fertility. I suppose that's why there's those there. So we get rice panicles, which we can crush into rice, or mill into rice, or cut into rice, or just craft into rice. Seeing as for each one we need one sushi to make that, so we need at least 4 stacks of rice. So I could just get all that manually. Do we have them? Yes, we have enough mechanical crafts to make all after. We need dried kelp. So that means we're going to need 4 stacks of this stuff as well. And then 2 stacks of each fish. So that shouldn't be too hard. So we can get all the sponges here. And we've got water over there, so that's fairly easy. So starting off, there's a couple of things I could do here. One, we could have this empty out water over to here, which will then constantly be picked up by these sponges. That should work. We can then have deploys, I think. To right click these guys. That's what I'm thinking. Vacuum need to pick up all the fish, which will then, oh, depending, which then goes out onto some depots, which I can then use to make all the different spots for Cackle Crafts to make all the sushi. Oh, because we're near Beacon, I've got mechanical fire here. Cool. So that's the idea here. Do I bother? Oh, it's possible. We've got mechanical harvester. Can have that go through harvest all that up to automate it, or do I not bother? Do I just go around and... I know I should probably automate all this as well. I'm pretty sure the mechanical harvester has to be on a contraption for it to work. Part of animated contraption, yep. So we've got a mechanical bearing, which could work. It would have to be a mechanical bearing. Ah, but I see how we can get this to work. Okay. This. Cool. Oh, this is not going to work too well because... Actually, no, I can have it coming down from above, so that's good. Either way, I'm going to need a mechanical bearing. Get through here, but I can't pick up all this moss because it's protected by arcane forces. So yeah, can have this up be a farm to just get the rice be constantly going over there. Have these getting the fish from that, which we've accumulate into some depots for different ones. We've got 4 different depots. Now this is actually fairly easy because, yep, another one for that and the kelp. Do I have access to pistons? No, so it's going to have to be a mechanical harvester for piston kelp as well. Okay. That is fairly doable, I'm pretty sure. So, And then that all needs to be fed into mechanical crafters. So how many bronze? Okay, I've got enough to filter all the inputs here, but I might only need 6. 1 for the kelp, 1 for the rice, and 1 for each of the fish. Because the way it is, I can have them all being joined up. So that works out. Yep. Wait, and can the kelp just be smoked? It's campfire cooking. Yes, bulk smoking. So that's how we do it. We will smoke the campfires. So, and then we'll just need to pour dry essence onto that sushi to get ourselves the dry keystones. So, I'll just get this set up again and be right back. Okay, so I've got this automated here. So we can see here we've got sushi being made, which should make its way onto the belt, which then makes it into dried keystone. Okay, so what we've got is we've got a mechanical bearing here, so to never only put down when the bearing is destroyed. It will harvest up the rice and kelp being farmed here, and we connect up to here, which the kelp gets put onto here to be smoked into dried kelp, which gets then plonked onto this depot, which we've got a mechanical arm to pick up the kelp from here and put it into that top one there. The rice, it comes out onto here into this millstone, which turns into rice and straw, which both get deposited onto this depot here, which then mechanical arm will take the rice from here, deposit onto the bottom there, and the straw gets put into that nullifier here. And eventually that will go to that. Plus with these 2 deploys and sponges always making, well, fishing from them, these wet sponges, which everything gets picked up, put into here, and filtered out into there, which looks like I've got sponge I need to deal with as well, so it's going to be fun. So that's probably simple enough as just doing something along the lines of this here. Have that come out from here, come over to here, get plunked into there. So anything extra that does not get filtered out into these 4 ones here goes over there. So that's good. And this gets us everything here. So what do we need? We need the sushi and we need a bucket of dry essence to actually finish this off. So there's the dry essence. Now we just got to wait for the last cod to get in here. There we go. We got ourselves a sushi. Now it's just a matter of waiting for the all 64 of them. Oh yeah, and also because the mechanical craft works, because I've got them all set up to spread out. It's a bit compact, but hey, this works, and there's no percentage chance of dropping a specific one, so this will get done eventually. So I've got enough dry keystones here to get this done, so let's just do the usual thing of disconnecting this from all that. Just make sure everything is being completed for the dry keystone. Yes. So there's the 3rd one. Looks like we've got a source time crystal and we've got source essence. So we're doing the source essence line here. Which according to this, if we right click the source time block for saplings, we get vexing arcwood saplings. Or any of these saplings from Ars Nouveau. So we need all of them. Plus also source times crystal, which is 2% chance. So that's everything we can get from it. So it looks like if we compact the saplings, we get, or superheated compact, we get the appropriate juice. Which we then need to get the buckets to get other stuff. So blazing archwood, we get the blazing juice. Get the buckets, doesn't do anything. Blazing juice. Wait, what? It's about blazing juice onto place blazing saplings. Okay. It's about cascading juice onto place. Okay. Vexing juice onto place vexing saplings and flourishing juice onto place flourishing saplings. So it has to be placed ones? Interesting. So, do we have dirt or we've got moss? So we'll be able to place the saplings onto the moss. Do we have plenty of spouts? Yes. And then we need the source time crystals to then make into source gems. 20 then makes one source gem. Then the source gem needs to have a flowery moss, rooted dirt, loaded amethyst, and netherrack. This 8 times to get a source candy rock, which we then put the source essence on to get the source keystone. Fun. So I think I can see how we can do this. Gets us coal, which I'm not too worried about. So we've got the source of superheated. So does this go something like this here? We can then have the spouts on something like that. Oh, of course, it's protected. That spouts down here. I'm gonna have to have a deployer right click on the source time crystal to get me more. Vacuumulator to pick up, possibly. Onto a conveyor belt which goes by. We have a pumping up, perfect. Deploy placing the appropriate saplings down, being split off into the appropriate ones. And that gets those, which we then need to break those, make them up, put them onto another deployer line to deploy onto the source gem to go around 8 times, get it, which will then eventually go into a source under the source essence to make the keystone. 64 of them. So I think I got a rough idea of how to go about this. So I'm just going to build this up again because these are a bit of a pain to build up. But we'll be right back once more. Okay, I think I've got this running here. Just a couple of things I need to throw up here. So what we've got here is we've got about five deployers doing the source time crystal. Everything that comes from that is going to this vacuumulator over there. Which then everything coming out from there goes past, first off, goes past these ones, which will take in all saplings, if there's, until they're full, upper saplings, which then they go through here, go down here, goes to dispensers back here for deploying them, which will deploy them, and then the fluid coming from those saplings comes up into these spouts and gets spouted onto these saplings themselves, which then we just have these smart observers detecting if that specific one is actually produced, and then it's dumped out. Which is an issue going on with the flourishing archwood, in that it is getting it, but well, whatever, the liquid being poured onto it, but it's not being turned into rooted dirt. So that's fun. So, I'm just going to get this set up. So you have that one, you have that one. This needs to go in here. We're going to do this here. Remove that. Goes there. This goes here. So what I'm going to do in the meantime, while this doesn't exactly work the way I want it to, because of the lack of that or whatever, I'm just going to do this here. We get a creative crate. Only reason because the flourishing logs isn't being turned into rooted dirt. So we do that, and it is doing it correctly. So we'll just have a bunch of rooted dirt coming in this way. So go. That's all set up. So it's good to, yeah. And everything, well, these are all set up to be detected, which then turns off the clutches until they're gone, and everything's picked up by this vacuumulator, which will then bring it over to there and get it going through. So if this works the way I expect it to, that should get picked up there. Actually, this one. Let's see here. Are you working? No. Oh, for some reason that doesn't want to work that way. Okay. Thought it said this works as a container, but apparently not. As an item vault. So because that's not working as an item vault as it said it would. So there's two options I could do here. I could have a couple of things. I'm just going to do easy way. Pretty sure that should work as an item vault. I'm pretty sure that should work as an iron vault, but why aren't you facing the correct direction here? I'm just going to get another iron vault set up here, so this should actually work here. See, it goes through and resets to go back down again. Cool. So the only thing I'm lacking over here is just the source essence making its way over. Oh, it's off by one. Okay. So it's going to be yet another one set up. Like so. And that gets everything here. So I'm making is just that last one working here. There we go. Source candy rock. Cool. So if we do that, we grab some more chests, or another chest here. Throw this up here to get that going through. So source candy rock goes through. gets turned into the source keystone. We'll also grab a source essence bucket. Get that done, and that's that all done here. And now I just need to wait for the full stack of source keystones to be made. Yeah, some weird things going on here, but some things I can't be bothered to try and figure out. But we'll just be back once we've got all the 2 of them being made. Oh yeah, and did say that excess source time crystals that are coming out from there go over to this mechanical craft, which turns them into source gems as well. Want them to be crafted into the source candy rock or whatever. So we'll be back once we've got all 64 source keystones. Okay, we've got the last of the source keystones being made here. It's got like a couple more pass-throughs here to go. And then we'll have the source candy rock being made to get us the last stack. So should be the last one here if my count's correct. There we go. So that gets us the final source keystone I need. So let's just disconnect this. And let's move on to the final one here. Okay. Now this should be the final one where I'm making use of nature essence. Probably doesn't help that. Got a few things here. So that's the input. We've got a spawner for what? Wordy sprigs. So that spawns wordy sprigs, which that's going to be fun. So I need to crush the wordy sprig to get a number of things from this. Okay. So that's going to be a bit on the interesting side. So, if I crush wordy sprig, I don't think crushing, yeah. So we crush the wordy sprig, we'll probably get a bunch of different things here. So we then need to craft it into stem cell, which we then need to go elsewhere. So let's see what we've got here. We've got some stuff, some more stuff. How many? We've got 4 crushing wheels, so that's going to be fun. And then to make the stem cells, we're probably going to need quite a large one here. So it's a 5 of 5, so we should have 25 mechanical crafters here. We've got 32. Okay. Just gotta figure out how I'm going to go about this here. So we need that to crush the wordy sprigs. To get me probably fertile essence grass, protea flower, ether grass, and lily pads, which we then need to combine fertile essence with lily pads to get lily pads fertility. Which that's why we've got some more there. We need pine saplings, so combine fertile essence with grass to get pine saplings. So we need a stack of these, which means we need 3 stacks of flowering Palo Verde leaves, 3 stacks of green enchanted leaves, 3 stacks of mineral leaves, and 3 stacks of pine leaves, as well as 4 stacks of crystallized mineral chunks. Okay. It's going to make things a bit on the interesting side. So if the waste bricks fall down, that might make things a bit easier, because then we could use maybe mechanical belts to push them into one here. I'm not sure exactly. So let's see what we can do with what we've got. Still need 16 gearboxes. That's not many gearboxes at all. So, we do have a few more things that could be helpful here. Do we have any cased fans? Got some sequence gear shifts. No, we don't have any case fans. Okay. So I've got to work with what I've got here. I've got to grab the wrench. So, let's see if we push this all the way over to here. And say they only spawn in this bit of an area here, so this 5x5 area. I don't know the exact numbers about how they're going to spawn. So we do this, we can then have them come along here. So push them all along here, which I still need to somehow get these spinning as well. In the way I want them to, so done. Can I break this? Okay, yeah, that's just getting in the way. Cool. Who cares? Let's just have this go that way then. No. Do not get this final one done here as well. Yeah, no, I do want this going the opposite direction. So, oop. Might be another way if we have this driving this one here. That gets that going in the same direction here. And if we have this doing that, we then get this going in the correct direction this way as well. So we then set this up like this here. So this is where I plan to have the crushing wheels. Like that. Honestly, I have no idea how well this is going to work out, but we'll see. To bring this over to here, we'll then have the belt make its way all the way over to here. Throw one in here, throw this down like so. Get those all working in the correct direction here. Which none of them went into the spot I want them to. Great. But they all did spawn fairly close to it, so that does make things a touch easier here. Oh, what happens? Ah, he didn't go through. So, seal this up. I'm honestly not too sure how much I'm going to need here, so we'll just get this stage sealed up. We've got plenty of other blocks we can work with. It looks like I'm also going to need to grow saplings and a few other things as well, so that's going to be fun. Goes like so. Okay, it's making its way through. And so that gives me those 4 items. Oh, it probably also gives me a protea flower as well. Well, that definitely does work. So, if we combine a protea flower with grass, we get Palo Verde saplings. What else? And if we combine it with ethergrass, we get the green enchanted sapling. If we combine the ethergrass with lily pads, we get mineral saplings. If we combine the grass with fertile essence, we get pine saplings. If we combine the lily pad with fertile essence, we get lily pad of fertility. Which we can do shapeless craft for all that. Okay. Don't really want to automate everything here because it looks like the stem cells isn't really just a lot of things. Because I need a stack of net ethergrass, stack of lily pads, stack of protea flowers, stack of grass, fertile essence, or 2 stacks of protea flowers. Okay, which you can only get from that way. It might be worth it. Actually, probably wouldn't be too hard. So, I will just need to set up a couple of things here. And figure out how I'm going to load up the basins to craft what I'm after. Because I need to throw 2 of each specific items in there. And each one of these gets combined with another one specifically. So split it off into the 5 different ones. Then you have each of those 5 different ones split into 2 different ones. Yeah, okay. I've got an idea about how I'm going to do this, so I'll get this up and be right back. Okay. So, after a bit of looking around, I figured out that the trees would have been a pain to automate because they're of vastly different sizes and you only got like 10 mechanical halves to work with. So, yeah, I figured easiest way would just be to manually gather everything I need, which took ages for the trees, but I did get everything. That's all well and good. And the whirly sprigs was fairly easy, just grabbing all that. So, this is pretty much everything, except we just need to make 3 stacks of... Wait, that's not right. Three. Well, that's a lily pad. That's only a third of the lily pad's fertilities because I need 3 stacks. That would have been... That's an insane amount. So I missed that because everything else I've got, I just need 2 more stacks of lily pads of fertility, which means I need 6 more stacks of fertility essence and 2 more stacks of lily pads. Which wouldn't be too hard, just waiting. Just turn that on, wait for a bunch of whirly sprigs to be crushed. But in the meantime, I'm just going to get this set up here. what I need. So, let's do a couple of things here. We put that there, we got rotational speed controller, we get all this, we need a 5x5. Yep. So that's what I need for this, so that's fine. So that will make the stem cells, which I'll then need to douse with nature essence from there. Cool. This should be okay, and if I plonk this in here, do that. Yeah, I didn't really count on the direction there. Okay. So a couple of things I need. Where are the small cogs? Here we go. Okay, there we go. That will get everything here. I've got the leap pads. I'm still just lacking the fertile essence. Just a big thing. So let's see how this goes here. So we need all of these here. To make this a bit easier, on the back here we'll combine these ones like so, because they all need to be done. And so stem cells, we need pine on top, mineral on the right, green enchanted leaves on the left, flowering Palo Verde leaves on the bottom, leaf pad fertility here, we get those here, the crystallized mineral chunks in the corners, grass up here, ether grass down here, leaf pad here, and fertile essence over here. It goes through and makes us the stem cell, which we just need to combine with nature essence to get the keystone. So I'm just going to make the rest of these up, get the rest of the leaf pads fertility, and come back once I've got a full stack of stem cells. Last one being made up here, so just go get everything in the right spot here. And bang, that gets us a full stack of stem cells. Now, we just need to flood them all with nature essence. What am I after? Already got you. We need pipes, we need shafts, we need the gearboxes. Have that go across here. Oh, so much lag. Bring this shaft all the way over to here, I say. Bring this down. Across. Connect that up. And bang, we should have enough to get myself a bucket of nature essence. Perfect. Nature essence bucket. And so if we just throw all of those on here, eventually we'll get the stack of nature keystones. Which might take a little bit, but it is last of what I just about need here, isn't it? Still need to get to the destination. Halfway. Yeah, this one was just being too super annoying to automate, especially with having to figure out how to automatically get all the different leaves I need, because the pine green enchanted trees are very tall. The minerals medium, and the Palo Verde very short, and you get very little of the flowering Palo Verde leaves from it. So yeah, with only 10 of them harvested as well, because that's yeah. But we're done. That's all the nature keystones, so that's everything done for the end at the moment. So let's see where this takes us. So this is where we've gone to. Let's see if I... Why the lag? Why the low FPS? Where am I going? Okay. Up here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, so this must be the end here. I don't know if it's because I took off immersive weathering. We don't have everything we need. Why can't I get up there? Because I need to get up there, but we have no way of getting up there. Oh, come on! Let's just see how we get up here. Okay, I'm just going to do something here. Just make it a bit easy for me to get over there. For some reason I couldn't... Oh, I would have had to jump up there, jump up here to get up to there. So that's the mod pack authors. So Let's see what this has to say here. Zizim ingot. Power of CAE. Congratulations, you've emerged triumphant, conquering every challenge of Smart Pack. Your journey may have been filled with doubts, but here you stand on the verge of completing this epic quest. As you forge ahead, you not only create cherished memories, but also prove yourself a godlike creative engineer. Carefully crafted rules can deter you as you unravel them with unmatched brilliance. Premium mod shows you your determination. If you have accomplished this feat, and you now belong to the elite, probably 4. That's nice. Remember, you the amazing. Yeah. So what can I do with the Zizim ingots? It's used to make the Gotowaf, and that's it. So this probably will just take me back. Let's reach the goal, God of the Arcane. Can go to courage and finish this pack engineer. 13.14 days of long howling spent. It's true dedication to the craft. Took me about 2 weeks to get this done. In game, well, it's IRL time. Probably would have taken even longer if I had to make all the port actuation fluid from scratch. So where am I now? Near the Arcane Temple. Where am I? At negative 32,000, negative 32,000. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Why did it drop me off right here? To even get back to my base, I'd have to get some experience, find a waystone and whatnot to even think about doing anything here. Yeah. Day, so that's fun. But we're pretty much done here. Oh, we've got a village over here. So let's just make our way back to our base here. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of it. There's nothing else to do here. That took a little bit, and definitely was worth doing a bit of doing what I did. It was kind of a bit funny. We'd need to do a bit more change up about how I'd actually, well, design, upgrade things. Oh, because I haven't slept in days during the whole debacle of getting through everything there. Fun. Let's see. Is there a waystone in this village? Yes, there is. Cool. Now I need a little bit of experience. It's not going to be too helpful. How much do I need to be able to get back to my home base? 3 levels of experience. Okay, I've got a couple options to get this experience here, but I don't think I'm going to do too much else here, so I'm just going to call it the end of the stream and this mod pack here. It was a fun one, but yeah. Catch you all with the next journey. So I'll call it the end of the episode here, so you can comment, like, subscribe down below. Really helps out with YouTube discovery and whatnot. And that. Thank you all for watching. Catch you all next time.